Hi there, this is Craig back from StopDrinkingExpert.com, and well, as you can probably tell from the thick coat and the steam coming off my breath, I'm not making this video in Cyprus where I usually make them, where it's lovely, sunny and warm. It's sunny, but it's pretty cold here today. I'm in London, England. I'm in Hounslow, about 10 minutes from Heathrow Airport. You may see aircraft filling the skies behind me. I've got 2 hours to kill before I fly to Nashville for the Quit Drinking Boot Camp, which is sold out, by the way. They always do. So when I bang on in these videos about booking your place early, this is why. Every time I do a boot camp a couple of days before, I get a load of emails from people saying, please tell me you've got a space left. And I never do. So if you're thinking about coming to Toronto, Canada, 31st of March, or Sydney, Australia in April, 28th of April, or London, England in June 2019, get it booked today. Don't put it off, okay? So today I want to talk about dealing with week one, the first week of this process, because I've been getting a lot of emails from people panicking, worried about how they get started on this process and how they deal with the first week of stopping drinking. And so I wanted to give you some tips to help you deal with that. And the first tip is stop making predictions. We do this all the time as a species. We're always predicting the future. It's a part of our ego. The problem is we're very, very bad at it. We always use the past as some sort of kind of reverse projector of the future. We assume that what went before will happen again in the future. So if you have repeatedly failed to quit drinking, you will predict automatically that this will be the future. And so you start to worry about actually even getting started on this process. And with this drug, procrastination is a huge problem because we get worried that we're just going to get more of what we had in the past, more failure. And so we put it off. We say, well, I'm definitely going to stop drinking, but you know, vacation's coming up, so I'll wait till I've done that first. Or Christmas is around the corner, or it's my birthday. And we just keep putting it off and putting it off. And this is the sort of thing that can drift, you know. Months, years, decades can go by, all with these good intentions that one day you're going to get started on the process. So one of the worst things you can do when you start this process with me, whether you do the online course or you come along to boot camp, is you start making predictions of forever. You see this all the time on YouTube. People will find one of my videos and they will put a comment on it along the lines of, that's it, I'm never drinking again. And whenever I see a comment like that, my heart sinks just a little bit. Because I know that those statements come from the ego, they're wrapped up in willpower, and as laudable as they sound, they're pointless. They're meaningless. It's, you know, if you and I went out and had ice cream, and we ate so much ice cream that we felt sick, and I said to you, that's it, I'm never eating ice cream again, would you believe me? Of course not. There's no depth, there's no weight to that statement. It's just a pointless prediction based on how you feel in the moment. And you can't predict the future based on how you feel now because you might not feel the same way. So we don't approach this process as forever. We never say, I'm never drinking again. All we do is we stay in the moment. We are grateful that in this moment, right now, we're sober. There's no urge to drink. There's no alcohol in my system. That's a beautiful thing. I'm not going to make predictions that that's how I'll be tomorrow, or next year, or in a month's time, because how do I know? All I know is now. I'm sober and it's beautiful and I love it. And hopefully in the next moment, I will also be like that. But I don't know, because that doesn't exist yet. So stay out of the past, stay out of the future. It's got nothing to do with you. Approach this problem moment by moment and don't make predictions about how you're going to behave in the future. Tip number 2 for dealing with the first week. When you quit drinking, you are making a big change in your life. You are stripping out something that has become the fabric of your life. It is interwoven with everything you do. It's a part of your social life, it's a part of your relaxation, it's a part of your stress management, it's a part of family life, it's a part of everything. So when you remove this poisonous component from your life, don't expect nothing else to change. I have a lot of people who come to me and they say, yeah, I want to quit drinking, but I don't want to change anything else. You know, I've got a great social life. Every Friday night I'm out with the guys, we play pool, you know, we have some beers. I just want to go and, you know, I just want to take the alcohol out of that. And I'm not saying you can't ever have that life, because we go back to point one about predictions and all that, but in the first couple of weeks, you can't expect nothing else to change. You know, if you go out on the Friday night with the intention of doing everything that you used to do but sober, you're going to have a miserable time. Not because you can't have fun while you're sober, but because you're going to activate so many psychological anchors that you're going to be having trapdoors all over the place. And you're going to spend the whole evening avoiding these trapdoors. And you're going to go home and you're going to think, well, that sucked. And you're going to make statements like, well, you know, being sober is just dull, it's boring, it's horrible. So in the first week, certainly, preferably for the first few weeks, I want you to do something dramatically different than you would normally do back when you were a drinker. So don't go to the bar with the boys on a Friday night. Go to the theater to see a show, or go to the movies. Do something with the kids, or do something artistic. Go ballroom dancing. I don't care what it is, as long as it's dramatically different. Because I want you to do something, just not the thing that you usually do. Equally, I don't want you to do nothing. You know, if your Friday night is out with the boys, laughing, joking, drinking, and playing pool, I don't want you sitting at home in front of the TV, bored and lonely and depressed. Because what do us problem drinkers do when we feel bored? Yeah, we drink. What do we do when we feel lonely? We drink, because it's our panacea. We've taught ourselves over decades that the cure to everything is alcohol. And it's not, of course. But in the first week, don't make life harder than it needs to be. You don't need to prove how tough you are by getting through this horrible ordeal. Make it fun, but make it different, okay? And number 3, don't give alcohol more power than it deserves. We get really scared of this drug because we've got lots of evidence, we've got lots of data that tells us that dealing with it is difficult and horrible and it sucks. We've tried to stop drinking dozens and dozens of times in the past and it's always failed. We've always ended up hating ourselves. We've always ended up with a load of guilt and regret. And so we put alcohol on a pedestal. And we treat it like it's this all-powerful, all-conquering, indestructible, indefeatable poison. And actually, it's not true. After the first 2 weeks, the drug actually has no physical control over your body. It has no way of forcing you to drink. It's pure psychology. It's pure psychological linking of behaviors to the drug, which will get weaker if you just stop letting them activate. Look, removing alcohol from your life is just the same as doing anything else significant in your life. Let me give you a perfect example from my own life. I got married again, and I fell into this very comfortable, very nice routine. My new wife and I, she would cook me these amazing meals every night, and we would cuddle up on the sofa, and we would just sit there in our little bubble of bliss every night together. And it sounds lovely, but it's destructive as well, because as a part of this new lovely routine, I stopped going to the gym. And I didn't go to the gym for a whole year. And then one day, I was in the bathroom and I looked down at my belly and I thought, uh-oh. And so I signed back up at the gym and I started going again. The first day I went back to the gym, it was horrible. Sucked. I hated it. Hated it. Second day, I hated it. The third day, I hated it even more. The fourth day, I was just swearing at everyone. I was angry. This was just torture. It just felt horrible. And all this kind of negative feeling, this hate of the gym, didn't just carry on for a week. or 2 weeks or a month. For 6 weeks, I was waking up in the morning going, oh man, I have to go to the gym. It's so unfair. Oh, I was in complete victim mode. And then after 6 weeks, something happened. One day, I found myself at the gym. I hadn't got up that morning and cursed it and dreaded it. In fact, I'd got up that morning excited, and I'd got to the gym super early, and I was on the treadmill, and it just struck me. I just realized in that moment, I'm enjoying this. I like this. And that's exactly like alcohol. There are going to be moments where it sucks. There are going to be moments where it's uncomfortable. There are going to be moments where you're going to regret your decision. Because you know what? It's no different to any other big change in life. It's no different to getting into a health routine. It's no different to becoming vegetarian or going vegan. There are going to be moments that are uncomfortable. That's just the way it goes. What you should be excited about is that if you just keep doing what I tell you to do, just keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, you're going to get to the point where you enjoy it. If you're still drinking at the moment, that statement might sound too good to be true. That you'll enjoy not drinking? How is that even possible? I know it's possible because I've seen it myself, and I've seen it with tens of thousands of other people. People embrace this. It becomes a part of who they are as a person. They get passionate about it. They love their sober selves, and they embrace it. And just like me with the gym, after 6 weeks, I started getting excited about going to the gym. Once you get past the first couple of weeks on my course or after boot camp, you're going to find that you love the sober version of you. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. There's 3 tips for you for dealing with week 1. If you have any questions or if you have any suggestions for things for me to deal with in these videos, please drop me an email via the website stopdrinkingexpert.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube, comment. I always try and get back to you, and hopefully I see you at a quit drinking boot camp around the world somewhere. Thank you for watching. See you soon.